everyone, welcome to the channel. For today's card project, I am creating a card using the new You Are the Light of the World die set from Pixi Dust Designs. It's an absolutely charming set. It comes with the stamp, the florals, the greenery, everything. Very detailed. It's beautiful. I'm in love with it. And then I also used the capsule basics from the greenery to make this card. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was lay out all the flowers that I had die cut. And I don't believe I use all of them, but I always like to have spares. I think I have enough spares right now that I could make two really pretty cards. But I'm using Do-Si-Do to add little highlights in the middle. And these flowers are very simple to put together, and they're absolutely adorable. They're just sweet. Very, very sweet. I could see using this on a bridal shower card or even maybe a new baby girl card. So I used Do-Si-Do on the pink. I'm using Catching Rays on the yellow, and those are Catherine Pooler inks. And these are the same flowers. So in all the flowers on this new release, they're all cute, they're all little, they all come with greenery that is different than what we've ever seen before. So it's wonderful additions. All right, so we are almost done. Wow, I must need to re-ink that pad. It's taking me forever. Okay, so now I am coloring. I cut, there's the lantern on the card. So I cut the lantern and part of the flame out of vellum. And so I'm coloring on what would be the back of the vellum. So here's the glow. I'm using a really pale yellow Copic marker, Y13, and I used Y17 for the brighter part of the flame from the lantern. And I'm using mirrored cardstock from Tonic Studios. So I used the rose gold, I think it's just called bright pink, and then the rose gold to trim it for this lantern to get a little shine on it. And now I'm just adding all the little extras that come with the set. And look at the embossing on these parts. It has the little, on the base, those little indents like a kerosene lantern would. It's just so cute. I can see doing this with Christmas foliage as well. That would be absolutely beautiful. So to get the handle, you put the top on, and then the very tips of that top part the handle rests on. So it was driving me nuts that piece wasn't on straight. So I had to stop and tear it off and put it on so it was straight. I couldn't take it anymore. There you go. So just right on the very tip is where the handle goes. It's so sweet. And then these are the additional handles or protectors. I'm not quite sure what they are called in Lamp World. They definitely finish it off nice. Wouldn't that be so pretty with Christmas greenery? That would be darling. So the thing about mirror card is glue is slippery until you let it set for a minute. So just know that. So I'm adding the centers. The set comes with several different centers, so each flower has its own special kind of center. So I did the open flowers first, and then I'm doing the smaller, I don't want to call it closed, but the smaller flowers with a lip, and then the bigger flowers with a lip. And some of them I didn't even put centers in. It's just whatever worked. So there was the open ones, they stay, this is their last step. You could put an additional center in the flower if you wanted. And then the smaller two, you put the center in, and then you put the petal that is bending up over it. Kind of like a poppy. There you go. And that is how you assemble the flowers. So you put the middles, and now I'm adding additional centers into each flower. But again, this is not necessary. We could have just left them with the black centers and not added anything else. Yeah, those are so cute. All right, so I didn't make you watch the pink because it's the same thing. So now I am lining up my sentiment. You are the light of the world. And honestly, I could have moved it over about 1/4 of an inch to the right, but because I decided to add more flowers, but it worked out fine. So this panel is cut from the greenery. What is the name of that die set? I'm terrible. I always think I'm going to remember and I never do. But it's from the greenery. So now I'm just adding the greenery, kind of set the flowers the way I want, encircling the lamp. And now I'm adding some greenery. At first I was just going to do greenery around the base, but then I decided I was going to circle around the lamp. And again, because it's mirror card, it gets a little slippery. So you do want to put some weight on it to get it to adhere for a second. And now I'll glue the lamp down because I kind of know what I'm doing. Kinda being the operative word. As the die cut flies out of my hand. And I probably should have moved that a little more to the left. It still works, but you know, we're our own worst critics. All right, so we'll start adhering the greenery. And the greenery is from MFT cardstock. I think it's called Parsley. I'm not quite sure, but I believe that's the color. I can't tell you how much glue I had on my fingers the 2 to 3 days I spent working on these projects, but it was so much fun. Decided I wanted a bigger flower. So this is, I think I've only got this sped up 2 times, so this is pretty much real time of me building this card. Now I'm switching the 2. All right, we're going to sneak in a little bit more greenery. These little leaves are so adorable. And it's just so different than others that I've seen. So we'll add in just a few more things to finish this off. Isn't it amazing how much just a little green leaf adds to the whole design? And if this is getting a little long for you, you can always speed through it. I always like it when the designers slow things down a little bit so I can see their process. Just trying everything out. All right, so the embossed panel is from Spellbinder's Dimensional Diamonds. That's the embossed panel. And then again, that was cut out. It's the Greenery Capsule Basics. I knew it would eventually come to me. And it's the oval, decorative oval dies. So I did a shaped card with the green, and then the pink, and then the decorative panel. Okay, so here's the card we made together. I decided to add a couple little sparkles on here just to have sparkle on each side of the card. So absolutely in love with this card. This die set is amazing. So there's that, and just as a reminder, we used the You Are the Light of the World die set that comes with the stamp. And then I also used the Greenery's Capsule Basics to make the card. So then this was my practice card, and I think it turned out cute as well. And I just did it as You Are the Light. And it had the leaves falling down. But there's many things you can do with it. And this die is from Spellbinders. Let me dig it out here. It's called the Scallop Labels and Tag. But I used it to make a shaped card. So, and then the same colors for the layers here. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.